All right, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this microphone on? Can you all see me? But, most importantly, can you all hear me? What's going on, people? What's happening? What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Let me just go ahead and pop out this chat box right quick. Move that to the side. Alrighty. We can hear you. Everything is Gucci. Alright, good. You guys know how serious I am with these audio tests. Want to make sure this shit is crispy for you guys. Alright, what's going on to the people in the chat? Asbel Launch showing up bright and early. We got Ichor. We got the Don. Ryazaki Koizumi. We got Leo. KJ92. John Diaz. Nawaf. Lewis. Ryan. Snorlax. And of course Dimwit Monkey coming through. We got NKDN. We got Hans in the chat. We got Terrence JG. And we got Darth Vader. Oh snap. Hopefully you haven't exterminated any rebel scum today, Vader. Because you know how those rebels be. Rambunctious. But what's going on, people? What's up? Happy Saturday, you guys. At least it's Saturday over here for me. Because I know some of y'all be living different parts of the world. Might be Sunday for all we know. Hey, what's going on, Chris? Good to see you. Peeping at work while I can. Oh, I respect it. This man showing up to the stream when he at work. That's what's up, man. Appreciate it. Hey, what's going on, Maddie? Speaking of Australians in different time zones, what's going on, Maddie? We were literally just talking about how some people in here might be in Sunday for all we know, man. And then here we go. Here comes Maddie, the resident Australian from the future. That's how he be. Rambunctious rebels. Yes. I'm telling you, man, the rebel scum. Ugh. The worst of the worst. Still Saturday here in the East Coast. Yep, that's a fact, man. It's 7:38 p.m. over here on the East Coast. All right, let's see what y'all be talking about in the comment section right quick. I'm going to see Black Widow this Tuesday. Can't wait to see Taskmaster. Hope they do him justice. I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not, Luis. I don't know if you've seen some of the reviews. I'm going to keep my mouth shut as far as Black Widow spoilers. I mean, I'll talk about my thoughts on the movie later on, but I won't be diving into spoilers for those who haven't seen the movie yet. Yellow rice with oven-baked ribs. Okay, you eating good tonight, Don. I see you. I'm getting sub sandwiches from my family. Aight. I don't even know what I'm going to eat tonight for dinner. I'll probably just make myself some burgers. I got some nice ground beef. Make those into some patties. Chop up a sweet potato. Make some sweet potato fries. That might be the move tonight, you guys. It might be the move. But what's going on to all the new people joining into the stream? What's up? What's up? Welcome, you guys. Welcome. Neo, I need some more Nintendo ranting. That stream was funny as fuck. Man, listen. Ranting, Neo, I mean, listen, the older I get, I don't rant as much as I used to. Because ranting is definitely a young man's game. Well, depending on what industry you're in. Ranting is definitely a young man's game. And I had my period in time in YouTube where I did a lot of rants. But every now and then you get somebody like Nintendo who just, they bring it out you. They bring it out you, man. I was even surprised by that. Every now and then I rewatch parts of my streams just to see the comments. And I was just like, yo, this nigga Neo is like in rare form today. Rare form today. But it was a lot of fun, man. If anyone here didn't see the recent stream we did when we were talking about the Switch OLED, it was just a ball, man. It was a spontaneous stream, and we had a lot of fun on vacation. But I pop in when I see that Neo goes live. Oh, appreciate you, Ryan. I'm part of your R&R, man. I appreciate it. So Black Widow is movie of the year 2021. Maybe for you, Takun. Because you're the resident Nintendo fan, and you guys are used to slim pickings, so it might be for you, bro. Hey, take it easy, Maddie. Thank you for coming to the stream, bro. Just beat Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, and man, that last chapter was wild. Yo, dude. The final chapter of Final Fantasy VII Remake is absolutely insane, but the DLC, I need to see how they cap it off, because I already know they're going to leave you, like just how they did the first part's ending. They're going to leave you wanting so much more and the hype for part 2. Because I'm really loving the DLC, man. I haven't gotten a chance to actually complete it because I was streaming it. It's just been a little busy the past 2 weeks. But it was a lot of fun. I love the improvements to the combat, man. It's so good. You caught the news on that Assassin's Creed? The series is officially dead. Yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit later, John Diaz. Have you seen the Marvel What If trailer? The most recent one? Yeah. I was about to say, did I not see that? And I was like, yeah, I did. Because the thing is, when it comes to most trailers, you guys know, I try to avoid as many of them as possible. Because one thing I've noticed with trailers, especially for a lot of genre media, is that they just lean heavy into the spoilers, man. Like all the money shots they put into the trailers and shit that I'd want to be surprised. You know what I'm saying? Like, Batman versus Superman was one of the first examples in, I guess, like me following movie production and all that stuff, where I saw that trailer and I was like, nope, because they spoiled so much shit in that movie, man. They showed off Doomsday, they showed off all this shit, man. And Marvel's been getting pretty crazy with it too, with their TV shows. The TV shows have been spoiling a lot of shit in the trailers. Now, obviously, there is some mystery and intrigue to some of those shows, but still, it's like I'm watching it, and like Loki's a perfect example. I didn't watch all the trailers for Loki. I only watched the first one they showed off, because that was all I needed to say, yep, I'm on board with this show. But the thing with Loki is, like, you know, I watch a lot of channels that do reviews, and a lot of people are pointing out that, yeah, there's this one trailer of Loki where there's this one shot that's not in the freaking show. So I think that's going to happen in the final episode. And I'm just sitting here like, yo, man, Marvel, damn it. Because now we're going to be speculating all this shit. But yeah, I'm excited to see What If. I'm not really a fan of the visual style of it. But I mean, with the stories that they're telling, I'm very intrigued. You know, seeing what would happen if this happened to this character and all that. Y'all see that State of Play? Yeah, we saw State of Play. We're going to talk about that a little later. What's going on to all the new people in the chat? What's up, people? What's happening? Neo, I messed up. I slept with both of my friends, and now I'm pretty sure one of them is going to tell the other that I clapped. Wait, whoa, it's a bit too early for the I fucked up advice segment of the show. Wait, hold on. I need some backstory on this. You slept with both of your friends? Okay, so wait a minute. Let me get this straight. So, Daniel, are you a free agent? You're a free agent and you slept with two friends in your friend group. Is that what's going on right now? Because I have two answers to this. I got two answers to this. Number one, that's messy. That's messy if you sleeping around in your friend group, right? If these are cool people who you fucks with, sleeping around in the friend group is no. That being said, Hey man, listen, you ain't tied down. You know, you didn't put no ring on that finger. You are not exclusive. So, hey man, live a little, go off. So there's two answers. Take that as you will. But damn, we're not even 10 minutes into this stream and we already messy. All right, let's see. Quick, someone say Labo was the best thing ever, so Neo will rant. Oh no, Tunde Abimbola. No, I've learned to channel my chi and my chakra and all that good stuff, so I won't have another Labo outbreak. We've already had 2 of them for the year. Will we have a third? I do not know. We'll see. Oh my god, y'all are just leaning heavy into this Labo shit, I swear to God. Bro, even I went on the Switch OLED, about to tear into it again this weekend. Hey, Takun, you gotta do what you gotta do, bro. But remember, you still buying the Switch OLED, though. Ooh. Black Widow is cheeks, sadly, although the camera focus plenty. Yo, Black Widow is definitely cheeks. That's a little bit of a spoiler for people who don't know my thoughts on the movie. I'll speak about it a little bit later. I saw Black Widow on Thursday and had a good time with it overall. Had some minor gripes, but not enough to ruin the overall experience. That MCU movie feeling is so much better than the TV shows. Yeah, I mean, it was good to see an MCU movie in theaters again. Like, that was dope. I just wish that the quality of the movie was much better for this comeback, you know? How you doing, Neo? I'm doing pretty good, Aaron. I'm doing pretty good, brother man. How you been? What's up, MV Dub? That's why I loved WandaVision. Anything could happen, and the trailer spoilers were to a minimum. Yeah, like for me, it's with an entity like Marvel, I feel like they should pull back on the trailers, at least showing off stuff. Like the new trailer for Shang-Chi, they showed off the Abomination in the trailer. And I saw that, and I was just like, oh shit, it's the Abomination. And wait, is that Wong? He's fighting Wong? So I was hella surprised to see that. But at the same time, like, dude, I would have been 10 times more surprised if I saw it in the theaters. So I feel like there needs to be a balance. Like, I, for one, loved how they did the Infinity War and Endgame marketing. Because with Infinity War, they only showed you select scenes, and the scenes that they showed you, some of that shit was fake, which is awesome. Endgame, they just only showed you what they wanted to show you. Like, that's it. They weren't going to spoil nothing, which I love. Realistically, you can't do that for a lot of movies, especially if you're trying to sell a new property. But, I mean, man, you know, Marvel's in their bag right now. All their movies making like $1 billion. Like, you can afford to be a little hush-hush on the marketing. Like, that's all I think, you know? Like, with this new Spider-Man trailer, if they spoil mad shit like they did with Far From Home and Homecoming, I'm gonna be pissed, bro. Roosevelt comes in here, he's like, what did I walk into? Yo, Yo, this boy Daniel started off right. Oh, what's up, Corey Gryffindor? Oh, why did I stumble over your words? Your name, Corey Gryffindor. There we go. All right, we got a $10 super chat coming in from the homie Marcus Doyle Terrell. I thought Marvel learned a lesson about writing bad villains with Iron Man 3. By the way, are there steroid-heavy people at your gym who just go just to pretend to work out? So yeah, the Marvel thing about Taskmaster being a villain, I'm not going to get into spoilers, but I mean, Marcus Doyle Terrell already brought it up with Iron Man 3. If you've seen Iron Man 3, they do something that's very similar to that movie. In fact, I'd go so far as to say it's even more frustrating considering you didn't even need to have Taskmaster in this movie. But, you know, people, they gonna stan it, and then they gonna complain about it years after the fact, you know. That's how it goes. And as far as people at my gym who just go and pretend to work out. So now, most of the people who are on roids at my gym, they actually do work out. I mean, steroids will definitely make it a lot quicker to gain muscle, but they still put in the work. Most of the people who just go and pretend to work out are usually like the teenagers or the older people who don't really know what the fuck they doing, or just the creeps. Like, a lot of those creeps who just pretend to work out, they just sit there on a bench for an hour, and it's like, what the fuck you doing, bro? But yeah, most of the roid heavy dudes, at least at my gym, they actually do put in the work. Alrighty, and then he has a $5 super chat as well. Did you see that Taskmaster was trending on Twitter? People were not happy. Yeah, I saw that shit. That's how I first, like, literally, I remember I was walking into the theater and I was like, why is Taskmaster trending more than Black Widow? And then I found my reason when I saw the movie. It was, not a good look, guys. Not a good look. Kingdom Hearts 3 spoiled the F out of the game with the trailers. Yup, they spoiled a lot of scenes in that shit, man. They definitely didn't need to do that. $2 super chat coming in from fucking nigga Flame. How are you tonight, Labo, GameSpark, LLJK? Well, I'm doing pretty good, Flame. I hope you have a lukewarm day. Shout out to the homie Flame. Hope you're doing good, bro. And shout out to all the new people who've been joining in recently. If you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure you hit that like button. Helps out the channel tremendously. All right, let's scroll through some more comments. Yo, that's a harem. That definitely was a harem, man. This man Daniel's living the life. Hopefully a protected life. Because, you know, you gotta make sure you take care of your Johnson, gentlemen. Neo, what do you think of Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop in the new Hawkeye Disney Plus show? Well, I don't know how she's going to perform as Kate Bishop, but if any of her previous roles are to judge, I think she's going to kill it. Haley Steinfeld's a fantastic actress, and I like damn near every single project that she's been in. I loved Edge of 17. The Transformers Bumblebee movie was solid. She was also Gwen in Into the Spider-Verse, so she's great, man. So I think she's gonna kill it. Yo, big fan, my bro. The come up is real. Oh, I appreciate that, McLeod. Thank you, man. Thank you for the support. I'm so hyped for Doggy Attack Simulator, aka Lost Judgment. Oh, aren't we all, bro? September can't come soon enough. This is why I don't believe in girl/boy friendship. Steve Harvey was right. Hey, listen, all I'm saying is you got to be careful when it comes to those they're just a friend sort of shtick. Because some dudes out there, you give them an inch and they will take a mile, man. Real life Tenchi Muyo. Neo, do you agree that Bulgarian split squats are a must for leg exercises? I mean, I wouldn't say that it's a must, but it's definitely one of the best leg exercises that you could do. For some people out there, they can't do that because of their mobility, but at the end of the day, I feel like more people would benefit from more leg training, more glute training, more hamstring work, because it's always undersold compared to every other lift that people do. But if you build a strong foundation, you know, you can't have a tree without the trunk. Like that shit is what matters. Like for me, some of the best leg exercises, I love reverse lunges because it's much easier on your knees by comparison to regular walking lunges. I love good mornings. I love just in general a lot of hamstring work because a lot of that hamstring work, first off, it builds up your lower back and your lower body. And one thing that happens with a lot of people when they train legs is they only focus on the quads. Which, you know, that quads are great. It's awesome to have powerful, big, meaty quads. But you also got to train the backside, too. Because more often than not, if you fail a lot of these lifts, it's because you have weak hamstrings. And if you have weak hamstrings, you have a weak lower back. And if you have a weak lower back, you are going to be more prone to injuries on things. Wow, this really turned into a whole lifting stream. Hey, wow, this is a whole lifting stream right here. Question coming in from Red Dragon Emperor Ash. Hey, Neo, question. What is the right way to gain more muscles? Is it the type of food you eat or something else? Honestly, it's a combination of a lot of things, Ash. Building muscle is very simple, but at the same time, if you don't pay attention to all these aspects in your life, you're not going to build muscle. So first things first, you want to make sure that you are training with intensity. When you're going to the gym, you're going in there to work. You're not just bullshitting. So you want to make sure that you're utilizing the muscles correctly and you're on a proper program that will stimulate muscle growth. Second, you got to be eating right. You got to get your diet in order. Whether you're trying to lose weight or gain weight, you have to make sure that your nutrition is in check and you're eating sufficient calories. Third, you got to make sure you're sleeping. If you go, I think Stan Efferding said it best. Like, if you wake up earlier, sacrificing an hour of sleep to go do something like cardio or working out, and you're getting inadequate sleep, it's like stepping over $100 bills to get pennies. Like, that's the extent of it. So you want to make sure that you are sleeping sufficient hours. And for most people out there, it's going to be anywhere from like 7 to 10 a night. Realistically, most people out there get 5 to 8. So if you can sleep like 7 hours a night, I think that's a nice sweet spot for recovery. And then with a combination of all of those things, you are going to grow. You just have to stay consistent with it. What's up, Neo? Can I get a mayo in the chat? Christopher Peralta, this is not Xbox 2, so there will be no mayonnaise talk in this chat. Mayonnaise on fries is for weirdos. You know what, Corey Gryffindor? I'm about to revoke your mod powers. Y'all gonna leave me alone. You can't do this to me on every fucking stream, you guys. Every fucking stream this happens. Every stream. Y'all bringing up this mayonnaise shit. All right. Currently playing A Plague's Tale: Innocence on Game Pass. Fun game. Yes, if you guys have not gotten a chance to check out A Plague's Tale, please do. It's available on Game Pass. It's on PS5, PlayStation Plus for the month, and it comes with the next gen enhancement too. So y'all got no excuse at this point. You got to play that game. It's fucking awesome. Neo Have My Kids. No. I'm good on that, Chief. I ain't gonna be having no kids anytime soon. NeoGameSpark streaming on a Saturday. Oh my. Oh god. Why they do Taskmaster so dirty? Yep. It just keeps pouring in, man. This Taskmaster shit. So the Abandoned app is coming on July 29th. It's on the PS5. Didn't they say that they were delaying that shit to like August or something? Or maybe it might have been end of July. So we'll see what that's all about. They did very well with the endgame marketing. They did, bro. Minimal marketing is the best. Fingers crossed for Shang-Chi being a good movie and not trash. Oh, I think it's going to be a good movie. I think it will be. At the very least, the martial arts combat is going to be on point. Because that Black Widow combat was trash. How the fuck? All you have to do is get the people that did the Winter Soldier shit to work on Black Widow. And it's like, nope. We'll give you one classic Black Widow move she always does. And then all the other fights is booty cheeks. Man, that movie. Hey, what's up, Tony? My boy, Adventures of New Yokio, joining the chat. And we got fun speculation, too. What's going on, Mav? What's going on, guys? The Mexican Zoidberg. Sleep is so underrated, bro. Dude, sleep is critical and crucial for your body to function. Like, I see a lot of people out there saying, like, yeah, man, I'll only sleep 4 hours a night, and I'll do all this stuff throughout the day. And I'm just like, bro, like, for me, and this is how I know I'm getting old, you guys. For me, if it came down to getting an extra hour of sleep or playing another hour of a video game I love, I'm going to get that extra hour of sleep. Because look at it like this. If I can function decently on 6 hours of sleep, I'd rather have that 6 hours of sleep to sleep and then play that game another time. Because that next day, if I got work or if I got something else going on, I'm going to feel like trash, bro. So for me, it's like I'll take the sleep all day, every day, man. I feel like they have to show Andrew and Toby in the No Way Home trailer. It would be smart marketing for Sony. It would be smart in the sense that that trailer would break records. But I just want, man, if they can go a whole marketing cycle and not show Toby and Andrew in the trailers, like, that's going to be some ballsy shit. But I can totally understand if they did show them. You know, it is what it is. I tried lifting heavy weights way more lately. Is it true that if you lift more, you gain more? Well, for the most part, if you are increasing the weight on the bar and you're lifting heavier, you are going to be gaining more muscle. So, yes. However, that comes with actually training the movement and performing it correctly. Just because you lift heavy doesn't mean you're actually lifting correctly. So, if your form is in check and you're actually utilizing the muscles, then yeah, definitely. And I always tell people, go to the gym to put in work. Go to the gym with a goal. Like, you don't want to stay like curling 10-pound dumbbells for the rest of your life. You want to bring it up to 50 pounds. And that's what you should strive to do. So, yeah, like, I always tell people to go heavy. And, like, yeah, you want to make sure your form is on point. But, man, like, I just be seeing people in here going to the gym doing some, like, hippy-dippy shit. And I'm just like, bro, come on now. Like, just get under a barbell and squat. Just do that. Are you going to be watching the UFC fight tonight? I was going to watch it tonight, but I'm just going to be sitting in and gaming. That's what I'm going to do. After this stream, I'm just going to catch up on some games. Bro, why am I under attack? I don't know. You ask me, Flame. What do you think of the Fast and Furious franchise? I mean, I enjoyed the first couple of movies. I think the franchise definitely peaked with Fast 5. And then after that, it just kind of went downhill. I mean, if you just want to go to the movies once every couple of years and watch a big dumb action film, then I guess they're serviceable in that respect. But I mean, they've just leaned into that. They know that's what it is, and it's not fun anymore. Like, I saw Fast 9 and dude, I felt like I was watching a Saturday morning cartoon, and not in a good way. you know, every now and then you want a movie that's like that, where it's like so bad it's good, but now it's just like, dude, this shit is on autopilot at this point, you know. And there's nothing. It's not like these movies have like compelling stories to keep you hooked in from installment to installment. It's literally just, hey, I'm drunk, I need a movie to watch, and that's basically what the fast movies are. Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers spoil literally everything. Do y'all remember when the tagline for Kingdom Hearts was, "You never know who you'll run into next"? Oh yeah, we know. They're gonna spoil all that shit. I was gonna buy Black Widow from Disney Plus until I saw the price. I think I'm gonna wait until it's free or watch it in a theater. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where I'd say just wait. But I mean, if you want to see the movie, go see the movie. Far be it from me to tell you. $2 super chat from Flame. Neo, let's watch the Kardashians together. I think you've mistaken me for Jez Corden, because Jez Corden is the one who owns the entirety of that series on 4K Blu-ray, I should add. Shout out to Jez. It's a spy movie, and yet. Yeah, it's a spy movie. Like, yo, they gassed you up thinking that, yo, this shit is going to be like Jason Bourne meets Marvel. And then you watch, it's just like the intro is, and that's it. But what's up? Shout out to all the new people who are joining the stream right now. Shout out to y'all. Let's see. Y'all heard about the controversy with guys pay your taxes. Oh, was this a new thing with the studio? Because I know a lot of these Japanese animation studios, they've come under fire in recent years for their treatment of employees, the low pay, and now they're not paying taxes? Oh no. How you getting all this Demon Slayer clout and you don't pay your taxes? they about to end up like Wesley Snipes, another Demon Slayer, well, a Vampire Slayer in that respect. Oh, Neo, what are your thoughts on the Witcher Season 2 trailer? I have not watched it yet. I haven't. I'm going into that blind. The only thing I know about Season 2 is the fact that it's going to be a more linear narrative as opposed to the first season, which was all over the place, back and forth in the timeline, which I actually did not like. That's one of my biggest like issues with the first season of The Witcher. But yeah, I'm gonna go into it blind. I haven't really seen anything outside of the promotional photo they put up. Let's see. About to finish Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, awesome, Snorlax. I'm about to do the same, man. I'm getting pretty close to the end. I feel like they will show something multiversal in the trailer. Otherwise, they wouldn't be waiting for Loki to end before they drop it. Yeah, Reed, they are definitely going to do that. Yeah, the fact that it's not going to drop until after Loki finishes leads me to believe that the final episode of Loki is going to have some pretty big impacts to the MCU. And then, boom, Monday morning, we got the No Way Home trailer. I wouldn't mind if they showed, like, Electro or Doc Ock in the trailer, but just save Andrew and Toby for the end. But knowing them, they're going to show them on the last scene in the trailer. I have a feeling. Let's see. Do you think starting with calisthenics and then weights is a good idea? I mean, I don't see why you couldn't do both, you know? Like, a lot of people think that they have to pre-train before they enter the gym or the weights or all that stuff. I don't think so. I just think you need to start. Calisthenics is a great form of exercising. It's really awesome because you are using your body, being really good at pull-ups and push-ups and dips and all that stuff. That's great. But at some point there does come a time where you have to switch up your training if you really do want to maximize performance and growing in size and all that stuff and doing weights. But calisthenics is awesome, definitely for conditioning and just in general. Like if you're just walking, you see a bar, you just do pull-ups on it. Like that shit is dope, you know? Like, it does not hurt. All it does is help. How do I get a PS5? Play a game of Russian roulette, because that's what it's like with these PS5 drops, man. And honestly, guys, like, I remember they were talking, like, first quarter, second quarter of 2021, the chip shortage will be over. That shit ain't looking like it's going to be over until 2022, guys. This shit is crazy, man. Guys, don't underestimate the power of family. Oh, good God. Can we not? How many games do you have? Way too many. That's what comes with being a gamer, man. I have a shit ton of physical games, shit ton of digital stuff. Too many games, man. Too many games. You want to squat up on Sea of Thieves after the stream? I'm gonna let you know, Lucky Diamond, because I'm gonna be playing some other stuff after this. All they needed to do was get the John Wick stun people. Listen, that's all I'm saying, man. Like, you have the template of what to do. Go for it. But right now, the MCU is just getting very, it's very, like, factory-based. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, go, 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 go. And Black Widow, I think, is, like, the best, worst example of it. Because it definitely feels like they just shat this thing out, bro. To me, it feels like they just shat this shit out because they were like, yo, Scarlett Johansson, we know we were going to give you a Black Widow movie. We couldn't do it this whole time because I promoted her, but now we're going to do it. Fuck. We'll set it after Civil War. Like, it just, Henry Cavill gains goals. Yes, absolutely, man. Absolutely. So the story of Spider-Man No Way Home is just going to be Spider-Verse, like Mysterio exposes Tom Holland's Spider-Man and finds out there's more other dimensions, and that's how they cover it up. So it's going to be deeper than that. I mean, there's a lot of speculation that it's going to involve Doctor Strange and, you know, all this other stuff, but honestly, I'm just going to go into this movie with no expectations on what's going to happen, and I think that's going to be the best way to do it, because if you hype yourself up with all these like fan theories and shit they got going on, you're going to be disappointed. You know, I don't even think it'll be a full-on Spider-Verse movie a la Into the Spider-Verse where you have multiple Spider-Man on screen interacting. I think it just might be a small part. Not a small part, but, you know, the movie will have its own story, and then they'll just add in that stuff. This is the second time they've been talked about not paying their taxes. Are you serious? Over $100 million they owe in taxes? Oh, no. Bro. There's got to be, like, a tax evasion meme. Like, you know how Yoshi doesn't pay taxes? Put the studio up there, man. Oh, my God. That is insane, you guys. What the fuck? What's your most anticipated upcoming indie game? On Xbox or PlayStation? Curious. So I'm excited for... I mean, there's a lot of shit coming out. I mean, I don't even know, like what constitutes indie anymore. You know, it's just so weird. Like, first indie used to just be like one or two people, and now indie could be like a team of this amount of people. So, I mean, some of the stuff I'm really looking forward to, like, I really loved what I saw of the Ascent. I think the Ascent looks fantastic. Kenna, Bridge of whatever that's called on PlayStation looks fucking dope. I mean, there's just a lot of shit, man. Like, they have all these indie game sizzle reels that come out, and I'll play them all if they seem interesting. Have you ever watched Food Wars, Promised Neverland, Fairy Tail, High School DxD, Rosario Vampire, or Date to Live? So, I've seen the first, like, 60, 70 episodes of Fairy Tail. I've seen Rosario Vampire, and I've seen Promised Neverland. And honestly, the only good thing about any of those shows that I've seen was the first season of Promised Neverland. Because after that shit just tanked. Rosario Vampire was some bullshit. And Fairy Tail. Yeah, Fairy Tail. Let's see. They made money from Demon Slayer and got cocky. Like, yeah, we made all this money. We ain't gonna pay you back. I don't know what the Japanese equivalent of Uncle Sam is, but damn. Over here, Uncle Sam, he definitely gonna get all his coins. Neo, do you draw? Outside stick figures, no, I do not draw. I'm not the most creative person when it comes to putting the pen to paper. Are you hyped for Power Book 3, Raising Kanan? No, not really. Honestly, for me, Power... The last season of Power really turned me off of the entire show. And now they have this whole Power Cinematic Universe they got going on. Like, I've heard some decent things about Book 2, but I just... I'd rather spend that time watching something else. Like The Expanse, you know? But I'd be more interested in Raising Kanan, considering... Kanan was an infinitely more interesting character compared to Tariq and his bitch ass. So, yeah, I'd definitely watch it if I was interested. It's even harder to build a PC. For me, it was pretty easy to get a PS5. It only took 2 attempts to get it. Yeah, building a PC right now is pretty ridiculous. Like, I always tell people, if you have the choice between building a PC and getting a console, just get a console. because the way PC prices are for GPUs, like you're going to be paying well over market value. And honestly, at that point, it's like, would you really want to spend $2,000 plus $3,000 for a rig that would have cost you like $1,500? You get what I'm saying? At least with a console, you buy that shit, you keep it, you play for a few years, and then once all the components are back in order, you can go get a gaming PC. You can go build that. But yeah, I wouldn't dude, I wouldn't tell somebody like, oh, I'm gonna buy this GPU. It's marked up over like 200%. Should I buy it? I'm like, if you want to do that, yeah, but I wouldn't do that. It's not a good it's not a good return on investment, especially considering GPUs come out like damn near every day. Let's see. What was your worst injury ever, either from lifting, sports, or just by doing everyday stuff? So definitely for me, like whenever I tweak my lower back, that usually comes from not warming up sufficiently during workouts. So one thing I've definitely started doing as I enter like my 7th year of lifting is I've been taking a lot of my time to do a lot of band work, do a lot of mobility work, and just in general doing a lot of corrective stretches. And not any like just the bullshit thing that you see people do, but shit that really targets your hips, really targets your lower back, your hamstrings, because if that shit is really tight, you will feel that when you work out. So usually for me, it's a case of whenever I tweak something because it's not properly warmed up, and I like to have those parts warm before I attempt any type of movement. But it's not like I've really injured the lower back, but I usually tweak it, and I can't really like bend down for like a day or two, but after a while it goes away. But yeah, those are definitely the worst of my injuries. Like I don't get injured often because I practice proper form, and I don't ego lift in the gym. I don't go for something that I realistically know I can't achieve. And just in general, I moderate all like my volume and intensity, because one thing I've noticed with a lot of injuries is that it's not necessarily about people going too hard or too heavy on a lift. It's just overexerting your muscles to the point of exhaustion where you can't feasibly do anything, so your body tries to overcompensate by using other muscles that are not built for it. But yeah, that's honestly the worst of my experiences. Other than that, like my right thumb, this happened when I was at work one time. I got hit by a piece of steel, and my thumb like went back a little bit. And nothing's wrong with it. Like it's fine, as you guys can see. But for a while, it was just really sensitive to things. And it took I swear to God, a few months for me to like get it back to normal, where it doesn't feel weird just like tapping my thumb on stuff or whatever. But other than that, nah, nothing too crazy. Let's see. But shout out to all the new people in the chat. Shout out to y'all. Shout out. If you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure y'all hit that like button. Helps out the channel tremendously. Do you want to see more Godzilla movies in the MonsterVerse? Oh, absolutely. I mean, even though I wasn't a big fan of Godzilla vs. Kong, I would like to see more kaiju films, because I grew up watching these shits, these Japanese kaiju movies. They're just fun, man. They're just fun comfort food, which is why I don't begrudge people who like things like Fast and the Furious, because I like kaiju movies. And like on some level, on all the levels, the movie's stories and characters are not that great. You just go there to see the monsters and the spectacle. Which for some people, that's all they take. That's all it takes. Like I loved Godzilla King of the Monsters for that reason. But I would say if they were to continue it, I'd say go one step beyond, man. Just start writing better human characters. Humans aren't inherently the problem. It's when you have shitty human characters, which is what all these monster movies have. Finally, just got a PS5. Never got a PS4, but I own all the exclusives. Any recommendations on the first PS4 game I should play on my PS5? Ooh, okay. So first off, congratulations on getting a PS5, man. And just in general, you have all the exclusives, so just pick and choose, man. Like, if that looks interesting to you, pop it in and play it. If it's not your cup of tea, move on to the next one. I mean, I loved God of War 2018. It's one of my all-time favorite games. I really enjoyed The Last of Us Part 2. You guys know I stand Persona 5. So just try everything, man. Just try everything on there, dude, and have fun. Happy gaming. What's going on, Elitist Savage? What's up, what's up? The fact that Black Widow had very few trailers and no hype build up for the release was a huge red flag for me. Well, it had trailers, Takun. It definitely did. It's just none of those trailers were compelling enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember, I think it might have been the first Black Widow trailer. I think it dropped, like, at some ungodly hour. All I remember is I was at work at, like, 5 a.m. in the morning. And I remember the trailer just dropped for Black Widow. And I was like, all right, let's just watch this shit. And, you know, normally, like, if Marvel drops a trailer to me, it's like the morning time, like anywhere from like 4 to 7 a.m. Those trailers wake me the fuck up. That's what happened with Endgame. That's what happened with Shang-Chi. But when I saw that Black Widow trailer, I was watching that shit and I was like, I'm still tired. Oh, man. Thoughts on the Lost Judgment trailer? I mean, it's cool. It's cool, man. Like, it looks dope. I loved the first Judgment game. Judgment 2 looks just as good, if not better. Let's see. Henry Cavill's physique is pretty bulky. Even as Superman, he never looked ripped or shredded because he's bulked up. Yeah, and that's the thing about Henry Cavill's physique. Henry Cavill, I would go so far as to say, is probably one of the few people in Hollywood who I think is actually natural. Like, I just think that this dude has built himself up. He's got this beefy, stocky physique, and he's never shredded. Like, even as Superman, like, everyone remembers that money shot in Man of Steel where he's running, he's like part nude, and you see his chest and everything. Like, if you look at him in all the other shots in the movie, he looks pretty decent, and he's not shredded, which is the important part. Like, he's big, but he has body fat on him, which you can't say the same for people like The Rock or people like Chris Hemsworth and all these people who just get so fucking massive, biceps as big as people's quads, and then they're shredded at the same time. Like, that shit, it doesn't work. But Henry Cavill, I believe that because he's, like, even as Geralt, he's not fucking sitting there with diced razor six-pack abs. You know, so I think it does come down to clever lighting, peaking for the role, like for that scene, peaking, doing a lot of work in preparation for that. And just in general, being at a higher body fat percentage, because as a natural, like, being at a higher body fat percentage is the only way you are actually going to look big compared to all the other people. Like, if anyone tells you, yeah, you could be six-pack abs, shredded, and be bulky as fuck, it's like, it doesn't work that way, you guys. Trust me, I've tried it. It does not work that way. Like, right now, I'm the heaviest I've ever been at 220, and I carry muscle, which is awesome, but I'm not shredded, which I have no issues with whatsoever. I don't get shredded to impress other people. It's not the most healthiest thing in the world either, you know. Yeah, oh yeah, no, Doctor Strange, he was confirmed to be in the movie. Kevin Feige confirmed that a long time ago. Do you think Microsoft can put Deathloop only on Game Pass PC when it drops day one? I don't think so because of the contract deal they signed with Sony prior to the acquisition. I think that was for a console exclusive for an entire year. If it was like the Square Enix deal with Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, I could see it coming to PC 3 months later, but we would have heard about that by now. You get what I'm saying? Like, they would have said, hey, Deathloop is also coming to PC Game Pass or whatever. I think it is full-on exclusive until, like, September 2022, and that's when Microsoft will re-release it on Xbox and PC. Do you prefer Kingdom Hearts or Legend of Zelda? It's kind of hard to compare the two because they're completely different franchises, and they strike very different chords for me, so I can't pick one or the other. You know what I'm saying? I will say there's been a lot more Zelda games that I've personally enjoyed than Kingdom Hearts games. The quartering is fake. He said he wouldn't watch Black Widow. Next day he gave a review. I don't understand why Review Tech argues with him when they're literally the same. Yeah, I don't subscribe much to the social media grifters, the anti-SJW crowd, because the anti-SJW crowd is exactly the same as the SJW crowd. As sensationalist as the SJWs are about diversity, representation, blah, 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 the anti-SJW crowd is the exact same for all this other stuff. Like, exactly the same thing. Like, the amount of times I've heard these people complain about Brie Larson is just astonishing. And these are grown-ass men with beards complaining about Brie Larson. Brie Larson breathes, and these people have, like, 40 hate videos about it. But yeah, those type of people, at the end of the day, they go where the clicks are. So of course he says he's not going to watch Black Widow, but then what happens? He ends up watching it, and he'll come up with some excuse like, oh, well, I didn't pay for it. I watched the bootleg, or I went out with friends and they forced me to see it. Or, you know, they always do this shit. It's just like, dude, like the second you put yourself on this moral high ground, this pedestal that I am holier than thou, and then you go against it, it's just, you're fake as fuck, man. So yeah, that's why I don't deal with channels like that anymore, man. It's not even worth it, you know? Like all that sensationalism. For what? It's like you go to these channels and you're thinking, okay, we're going to get some really good commentary about stuff, and then you look at it and it's just like, wait, what? How do you extrapolate this from that statement? That's not even what they said. It's like, bro, come on. Come on now, get some pussy in your life. My God. I guarantee you, none of these dudes would be having any problems if they were smashing consistently 3 to 5 times a month, bare minimum. Listen, anybody who gets access to the box does not think about this shit. Trust me on this. They do not. Like, we have better things to do. It's a lack of pussy in these lives, which is what is prompting them to make all these videos about Brie Larson. Trust me on this, you guys. Trust me. Do you feel like gaming has lost its way? In some aspects, yeah. I definitely do think that this is the worst time in gaming in terms of just how games are being developed, more towards nickel and diming the consumers, microtransactions, and building games that are focused around like time savers and shit like that, adding in unnecessary grinds. I don't like that. But at the same time, I think that this is the best time in gaming, because where else would you find services like Game Pass, or have services where we can just stay connected with all of our friends 24/7, and games that are getting updated constantly? So it's kind of like you got to take the good with the bad. So for every amazing achievement that we have, there's also going to be some negative aspects. Like we cannot live in a perfect world inherently. Like these games, these industries are made by humans, and humans are flawed. So of course that's going to be the case. But to say that gaming's lost its way completely, nah. Like I've played some of the most incredible experiences in gaming in the past couple of years that would not have been possible 20, 30, 40 years ago. And that's why I am still a gamer, and I will always be a gamer, because of games like Ori and the Will of the Wisps, because of games like Persona, because of games like A Plague's Tale, The Witcher 3, you know, even like shit like Sea of Thieves. That it took a while, but it grew on me, and I like stuff like that. So yeah, gaming is cool. Let's see. What's your favorite Spider-Man film of all time? My all-time favorite is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I love that. Neo got 2 of them Switch OLEDs on pre-order. Oh, will you stop lying? Stop lying about my life? No, sir. No Switch OLEDs, man. Have you ever played a game called Test Drive Unlimited? It's like the first Forza Horizon before Forza Horizon. I remember seeing that game, and people talked about it back in the day, but I never dived into it because, you know, I'm not the biggest racing fan, you know? Like, I'll dabble in Forza Horizon, but that's basically it. Calves don't ever grow. Yo, calves, I mean, it takes a long-ass fucking time. It takes a long-ass time, and a lot of it is genetics, but you just got to keep on keeping on, man. Like, I'm up to training my calves 3 times a week now, because that's just the only way they're going to grow. You know, like, doing it once or twice a week is good, but, man, for these shits, ugh. And just in general, African genetics, man. You add in, I'm 6'4", African genetics, like, it's rough. But you know what? We still put in the work. Because we got to look proportional. You can't just have large-ass quads and hamstrings and then calves like this. It's tough, trust me. It's so fucking tough. Because my calves alone are longer than people's arms, guys. It's fucking insane. It's the clear skin for me. You heard the man. Hit that fucking like button. Do you have any anti-glare? Do you have anti-glare coating on your glasses? So I have, at least to my understanding, I do. But it still picks up, like, lights that are reflected and everything. That's why you guys can see the lights in my glasses. But, yeah, you don't see, like, any type of crazy, crazy glare. I don't look like an anime character. You know, like a shifty anime character. If you got time for any reason, I recommend you try and take a few drawing lessons. It's a great way to get some of your thoughts out. You don't have to be good, just do it for yourself. Possibly, man. I mean, I've been getting into some like random stuff here and there. Like I got back into reading consistently this year. Ironically, all it took you guys was me getting out of my house. Because, you know, when I'm in my house, I'm distracted by too many things like computers and YouTube and video games and all that stuff that I can't focus on sitting down and reading. So what I started doing is just going down to my local park, sitting on the bench because, you know, the weather's nice, and just reading. You know, I started out with manga in my collection that I hadn't read, and then I transitioned into buying some books. You know, I picked up the Ask Iwata book. I got Jason Schreier's new book, and that's how I started, man. And it's been great because, you know, you're out of your comfort zone. And, you know, you're just detached from everything. Like, yeah, I still have my phone in my pocket, but my phone is on mute. No notifications come through. And it's awesome. I implore you guys, if you have trouble reading in your surroundings, I would definitely recommend just getting out of your surroundings, going somewhere else and just reading, man. It's very therapeutic. Definitely the older I get, I'm all about increasing my productivity. Not necessarily like doing it so I can get a lot of stuff done, but making sure that I'm actually mobile and moving and getting shit. Like how do I explain this? You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a period in my life where it was kind of hard for me to, because, you know, I'm a serial procrastinator. Anyone who knows my channel knows I'm such a procrastinator. I work really good under pressure. But I really wanted to get away from that mindset. So what I started doing is, well, this happened a few years ago, but I still do it to this day. If there's ever something that I want to do, like, it could be it could be something as innocuous as there's clothes on the floor from laundry day that I already did, and I haven't folded them. I see it when I wake up first thing in the morning. Now, yeah, I could wait until I've done everything else in my day. I've done my work. I went to the gym. I could wait. But by the time that period where I delegated for me to fold my clothes, it's already 9 p.m. I'm getting ready to wind down for the night. You know, I might have already started smoking a bit. So, you know, I'm starting to get a little, you know, ooh. And then I'm not going to do it. So what I started doing was, the second I wake up in the morning, without any hesitation, you guys, I just put my feet on the ground and I start moving. Whatever it is. It doesn't even, I might not even have shit to do, but if I'm just out of my bed and I could just start the day like that, accomplishing one task, like, that is enough for me, man. And sure enough, it just works, because what happens is, a lot of the time we get in our own head about certain things, like, yeah, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, but then this comes up, and then we try to like soften the blow as to why we don't do something instead of actually doing it. So I just think that we have to stop thinking and just fucking do it, and worry about how this is gonna it'll all figure itself out. You guys know what I'm saying? And it's been working pretty good for me. So if you guys have any like issues in your life that you want to get done but you're like procrastinating, I just say fucking do it. Like, stop worrying about anything and just fucking do it. Just do it, and it will figure itself out. It sounds so weird, I know, but trust me on this. Trust me on this. Whatever it is, trust me on this. That moment when you're playing It Takes Two with your girlfriend and she breaks up. Wait, she broke up with you because of the game, or y'all broke up and you just happened to be playing the game at like the, you know, like you were playing the game and then y'all broke up? Damn, son. Damn. Ouch. The time you spend thinking about doing things could have been spent doing it. Yep, exactly. And it could be applied to anything, like washing the dishes, cleaning your car, you know, like trying to become a YouTuber or a streamer. Just fucking do it. Like, I get a lot of questions from young up-and-coming streamers. They're like, okay, what do I do for this? What's the best equipment for that? Blah, blah, blah. I tell them, just fucking do it. Start streaming with whatever you have. I started my YouTube streams with my YouTube channel with my dad's old camera. And then my mom took the camera away because, you know, we got into an argument. So you know what I did? I just had an old webcam, and that's how I started recording videos. That's fucking it. Like, people want to make YouTube videos when they don't realize they have one of the best cameras in their fucking pocket. It's called a smartphone. All you have to do is just like prop it up, get a tripod, and just start recording. Yeah, your videos are not going to be the best, but you know what? Those are going to be the videos of you. and it proves that you actually started and you did something. Instead of just saying, okay, I'm going to buy this camera, I'm going to buy this lighting setup, I'm going to buy these lights in the background to make it look official. Like, none of that shit matters, man. You got to figure out if you like this shit. I'd much rather you like it and enjoy what you're doing rather than dump a couple $1,000s into a setup, because this shit isn't cheap, you guys. When you start adding things up like a $200 webcam, you know, nice lighting, a computer to edit the stuff on, you're looking well into $2,000+, you know. And if you want to get like professional cameras, well into $3,000+. So yeah, just work with what you got and go from there. Let's see. I feel you on the African genetics, bro. Yeah, it's a struggle, man. We got these long ass skinny calves and skinny wrists, bro. Let's see. What do you think about that ad with the PS5 upside down? Yo, that shit was comedy, bro. Listen, I understand we're all human. We all make mistakes. But bro, how do you work at Sony? And you like, are there people checking these ads? Like, I could have sworn that there's like a tier system. There's the person who's editing the ad, then they render a copy of it, they show it to somebody, they check it, they approve it, then they show that to their boss, they check it. I thought there was like a 2, 3, 4-step system. Instead of just the guy editing it, he might be fucking sleep deprived, and he's just like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna upload this too. Here you go. Have it. Yeah. Like that. And it made it into the media cycle. I was like, what the fuck? It was upside down. How? How the fuck do you have the PS5? You literally cannot attach the stick. I'm just looking at my PS5 right now. I don't know how this fucking happens. Oh, man. $4.99 super chat coming in from Eat Shore. What I personally do to not procrastinate is set up a self-schedule to get tasks done at certain times throughout the day, and it usually helps for me. Yeah, that's another great way of handling things. Honestly, it all comes down to what works best for you. So for me, for a while, what really worked was for dates, for example. Like, let's say, like, you know, you always make plans with people, and you always say it, but unless it's actually confirmed in writing, it might not happen. So what I started doing was just I got a calendar for one of my birthdays, and I just posted it on the wall, and then every important date I had, whatever it was, I wrote it on that calendar. And every single time I come back into this room and I look at that calendar, I see it's like, oh, okay, I have dinner with the family on this night, you know, girlfriend date night this night, Avengers Endgame at 6 p.m. this night, and it fucking worked, man. And if you can apply that to a lot of things in your life, like what I'm gonna do here recently when I redo the entire setup is I'm gonna get myself a nice little desk like calendar note thing hybrid where I could just quickly jot down stuff, whatever it may be, like things to do for the future, or, oh, this is a really cool video idea. And I'll have it posted right at my setup, so every single time I come to work, I can look at that stuff and be like, oh, I'm supposed to do that. Like, I'm telling you, that productivity shit really matters. This is fun. I love getting into topics like this. Hey, Sterling, I've arrived, my boy. 6-packs are played out. Plus, I love to eat fast food. Yeah, man, that 6-pack shit ain't the wave. But you know what? You know what? Everything in moderation. Everything has its place. Fast food has its place, but not every day. Might have a chance to get a PS5 soon. Demon Souls and Ratchet, good first grabs. If you're interested in those kind of games, Chris, I know Demon Souls is definitely one of the best games on PS5, but if you're not into Souls games like that, then it's not a game for you. So I don't want you going out there and dropping $70 on a game you might not like, but they are good experiences across the board. If you had to pick a Final Fantasy game that deserves the 7 remake treatment. Ooh. Okay, so if I had to pick a Final Fantasy game, first off, it wouldn't be done like the 7 remake where it's like multiple parts. It'd be just one all-encompassing release. It's got to be Final Fantasy VI, because Final Fantasy VI is the furthest I will go back in terms of what games I'd recommend to the average everyday person. I think Final Fantasy VI is aged pretty decently, but it's, you know, a game that came out way back when, before the PlayStation era. So it's definitely got some limitations that I think if you were to remake it, give it that full-on treatment, it would just blow the fuck up. So yeah, Final Fantasy 6 is definitely the game I would say. I know a lot of people are thinking, why not 9? 9 is your favorite, Neo. Why not? 9 has aged surprisingly well, and yeah, we can have this it'll be a different conversation 10 years from now. But yeah, 6, I think 6 just deserves another spotlight. It deserves a chance in the spotlight because everything else has gotten ported multiple times. Like Final Fantasy 9 is on Switch and it's on Xbox now. 6 is not available, so yeah, I would go with 6. What about you guys? What game would you remake? I haven't had some in 8 years yet. I don't act like those clowns. Oh, now Ryozaki, I'm not saying that if you don't have it, that's why you act like it. But I noticed there's probably a correlation between the people that run grifter YouTube channels and lack of pussy. Because, bro, I swear to, like, I was explaining this whole situation. Like, because, you know, at my various jobs, you know, words sometimes slip that I have a YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? They'll be asking, like, Chris, what you doing tonight? And I said, oh, no, I got to edit videos. Like, edit videos? Like, what's that? And I tell them. And I'm like, yeah, I have a YouTube channel. And they're like, what? No way. And so when the girls find out, they're just like, oh, internet stuff, right? And obviously they're thinking more like Instagram, TikTok shit. And I said, I don't do that. But, you know, they always ask me, like, well, you've been doing this a while. How do you deal with, like, haters and negativity and all that stuff? And I tell them, well, you just kind of got to shoulder roll that shit. Because, you know, these people, if they're going to come at you and hurling all types of obscenities at you, they're not worth your time of day. Like, if you want to have a constructive conversation about XYZ, we can have that. But if you start off the conversation saying, oh, you fucking fanboy, you're fucking this and blah, 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 and it's like, yo, you haven't even heard what I have to say, like, I'm not going to entertain that shit. But I will tell her that a lot of these dudes, most of them, not all of them, most of them are just fucking weirdo trolls. A lot of them are, you know, because I was raised by somebody who taught me, listen, do not say something that you cannot back it up immediately. And whether that means back it up with your words or whether that means back it up with your fist, do you. And so when I see some of these trolls and the way they talk, and I'm just like, yo, like, these people literally, if you were to say, they would never say this shit in the real. They would never say this shit to the people if they were face to face with them. Never. Never. I ran into a troll when he used to troll my videos way back when. I ran into him at E3. This nigga was like 5'1", looked like a rat, and he was just like, oh, yeah, you know, yeah, this is me from such and such, blah, blah, blah. He's trying to, like, dap me up and everything. I'm like, nigga, what? Like, I'm telling you, man, like, some of these people are just straight weird. But I told her about some of the people in the gaming community, how they act, and, bro, it was like pussy turned off. It's like the well ran dry. Because I'm telling you, a lot of these, no girl finds this whole anti-SJW shit fucking attractive. Just like no girl finds this whole pro-SJW shit attractive. Regular women do not find this shit appealing. So stop trying to be a white knight for the diversity crowd and stop trying to act like you're too cool for school with hating on diversity. Like, I'm telling you, women don't care about this shit. Ugh. Damn, everyone's saying Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 8. Okay, I see it. That's exactly why I don't go to cons. Cons are full of virgins. No, here's the thing. Going to conventions is actually a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun at conventions, but to be honest, I'm going with my clique. So there's a difference there. You know? Like, if you go to a convention by yourself, you can have fun, but there's just a lot of interesting cats. A lot of smelly cats, too. Final Fantasy 9 ain't that great. Shadow Elite HD, will you take your ass back to Twitter? Don't be coming in here with that Final Fantasy 9 disrespect. Don't you dare disrespect Garnet. Don't you do it. Let's see. Have you tried Dead by Daylight? I played a little bit of it cold with a couple of it was my ex and her friends. We were playing that shit. I mean, it's cool for what it is. It doesn't seem like it's my type of game. Bring your Switch or a book to read and chill out at a park or coffee shop, and what other places? I mean, honestly, I've brought my Switch places where I just go and sit, relax, play games, you know? Like, there's this one spot, it's about 20 minutes up north from me, and it's just a very chill vibe, very chill, like, slow-paced type of town. It's got a really nice park overlooking the bridge. I remember I brought my Switch there and I was just playing Fire Emblem. It was a lot of fun. Certified bruh moment. You ever been to Washington before? Also, have you experienced Airbnb? So I've had Airbnbs before. Those are cool. Mostly. And I've never been to Washington State. That's actually on my list. I definitely do want to get out there. I want to get out there to the Pacific Northwest, man. Because I've been in Cali. I've done that shit. But I want to go to, like, Oregon. I want to go to Washington. Yeah, man, I want to see that shit. Neo, how would you rank the DBZ sagas? Okay. So my favorite saga is, without a doubt, the whole Cell Android Trunks arc. Everything from when Trunks shows up to the end of the Cell saga, that's my favorite part of Dragon Ball. I think that's peak Dragon Ball for me. I'm a big sucker for time travel stories, especially when they're done really good. After that, I would definitely say it's the Frieza saga, just because of like the character development for Goku and all that. After that, I would say the Saiyan saga, you know, so it's the beginning of the show up until the Vegeta fight. Then afterwards, the Buu saga. You know, I like the Buu saga, but it's not like one of my like all-time top arcs. It's definitely like lower on the list. But yeah, so it would be Android, Cell, Trunks saga at the top, then Frieza, then Saiyan, and then Buu saga. And we're not even going to talk about Super. $2 super chat coming in from the homie Flame. Neo, just hit you up on Twitter. Just want to know. You just hit me up on Twitter? You did? Did you? When did you hit me up on Twitter? Was it an @ or is it a DM? Might have been a DM. Oh, no, you good. Nah, you good, bro. Man, you good, bro. Don't even worry about it. Nah, man. You good. Don't even worry about it. Let's see. Man, no. No disrespect to Final Fantasy 9. Not right now, Shadowly. What's your favorite Final Fantasy? Final Fantasy 2? There's a good question here. I'm trying to find it. Oh, I gotta scroll through because this is all the Final Fantasy things. All right. Okay, hold on. Neo, do you drink coffee just black, no cream or sugar, or with sugar and creamers? So I drink my coffee black for the most part when I do drink coffee. I'm not a big coffee drinker, to be honest, because I take pre-workout when I go to the gym, so that's my caffeine, and I don't want to add more caffeine. I only drink coffee when I'm out and about places with people. Like, if, like, hey, you want to order a coffee? Sure. But I don't go for a coffee on a daily basis. But when I do, I just take it black. I'll maybe put, like, a sugar or two, a little bit of cream if I want to, but not so much crazy sugar, because at that point, you're just like, what are you doing to the drink? But yeah, like, when I was doing keto, I made, like, keto coffees all the time. So I would do, like, cold brew coffee. Like, when I go to Starbucks, this was like my keto order. I would do like cold brew coffee. I would do 2 pumps of sugar-free vanilla, 2 pumps of sugar-free cinnamon dolce, heavy whipping cream, and then that was it. And that was my drink. And I really liked it. Let's see. Hey, Neo, I know you said you listen to K-pop. What are your thoughts on BTS's songs like Butter and Permission to Dance? So I have not listened to those, Terrence. I've been very behind on my BTS listening. How recent were those? Let me see. Hold on. When did this come out? Did this come out recently? Oh shit, this is mad recent. Okay, so I haven't even listened to this yet, so I'm definitely gonna get down with that shit, bro. Definitely gonna get down with that shit. Are there any PCs or desktops under 1,000 that can run modern games? You can build a decent rig, fear no hate, for like $800, $900. Right now, not so much because of the chip shortage situation and the price gouging. But as a general rule of thumb, like, if PC is not your primary platform or where you play, you can build a nice rig for like $800. If you're gonna be doing like editing and you want to get the most out of your PC, budget like 15. That's what I did for this rig. This is like a nice 1440p rig. Nothing too crazy. Funimation has replaced the Anime Lab streaming service in Australia. Anime fans here aren't happy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Funimation's doing a Funimation thing. I don't know what it is, but I think it's a beef jerky YouTube ad or something. There's a game controller in it. It's a 360, and we're 2 gens past that. Oh, God. We're getting back to that marketing. Nah, the beef jerky sometimes be hitting, though, man. Random as fuck, but hi, everybody. I just got back from dropping my phone from the 8th floor. Phone is still alive. Oh, you got one of them Nokia joints, man. Either a Nokia or you got a really good phone case. Because, damn, son. 8th floor. Yo, I dropped my phone out of a plane before, you guys. So, as you guys know, I work in the airline industry. And, you know, like, this is when I first started working. So, I was in, like, the top of the aircraft in the cargo bay. And I was looking at that shit. And then I remember I was just looking out, and mind you, like, we're at the top of the fucking, it feels like we're at the top of the world in that shit. So I was at the top of it, and my dumb ass had my phone in my breast pocket right here. And I was leaning over to just see, like, how far up we were, and then, woo, that phone just falls. And dude, I felt like I was Spider-Man watching Gwen Stacy fall, and I just wanted to grab her, right? And I just see my phone falling and falling. It just lands on the ground. Of course, it lands face down. So you're just thinking to yourself, fuck, there is no way this shit survived. There is no way. I pick that shit up. I see the light, and I'm thinking, oh, it's alive. And then I look over. Boom. It's like somebody fucking punched the screen themselves. Man, I was so pissed off. Because I had just gotten that phone like 2 days prior. So I had to pay fucking like $90 to the insurance to get another one. It was not a good look, man. It's not a good look, man. And after that, that's when I literally, whenever I'm at work, phone goes in my pocket, zip that shit up. No way that's gonna fall. I'm trying to get my friend into Dragon Ball. How would you recommend I go about it? Honestly, that's a really hard thing to see. Dragon Ball is one of the hardest animes to recommend because if you didn't grow up with it, trying to watch it now is fucking ridiculous because there's no one definitively great version of the Dragon Ball Z anime. You can watch the original Dragon Ball Z anime, but that's like 300 episodes, and a lot of it is filler. And if you're watching the dub is not that great. Then you have something like Dragon Ball Z Kai, which was an interesting experiment where they went and they like cut out all the filler. But the problem with that is that it's just very inconsistent with the music choices and some of the animation looks wonky. So, and the fact that Dragon Ball Z Kai is not available on streaming platforms and it's also out of print. So trying to buy that for somebody is damn near impossible. So I would say the best way is reading the manga. I know a lot of people don't like to read action shonen series, which is very strange. But the manga is just the way the artist originally intended it. You're not going to get any type of weird character motivation changes or things like that. So I would say read the manga because that's honestly the best way. Because 300 episodes of dude. Like with One Piece, it's okay because the story keeps going. But with Dragon Ball, that filler is just, dude, you literally would be sitting there sometimes. These niggas just posted a fight and insulting each other. 5 episodes go by, nothing has happened. As a kid, it was okay because we had nothing to worry about coming home from school doing our homework. But as an adult with limited free time, I'm just gonna be sitting there and it's like nothing has happened. Nothing has fucking happened for no reason other than fuck. We gotta stretch this out. I'm in Washington on the border with Idaho. It's a secret hangout for celebrities. If you're ever to make it to Pacific Northwest, I got a great list of must-visit places. Oh, that's awesome, brother. Thank you. I'll definitely let y'all know on Twitter if I'm ever coming out to, like, Washington or something. I definitely want to make it out to Seattle, man. I want to see Seattle. How many episodes is too much? I mean, here's the thing. Like, to me, 300 episodes of Dragon Ball is fucking unnecessary. Like, that story could have been 150 tops. So I don't know. I just like, for me, when recommending shows to people, I like to recommend shows that are very manageable. So when I recommend new shows for people, like the longest new show I'd recommend for somebody to watch is something like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, because it's like 60 something episodes. Because I don't want to scare people off with a 300 plus episode series. Like Naruto is great. You can start watching Naruto and enjoy it. But when you start getting into Shippuden and there's 500 plus episodes, like my God. Naruto does have more filler because it was out longer than Dragon Ball. Have you ever watched the movie called Congo? If you want to watch a so bad it's good type of film, it's worth watching. Okay. Every now and then you do need a movie like that in your life. Yeah, nah. With Naruto, at least with part 1, you could skip 136 to 220 because that's all bullshit. But when you get into Shippuden, it starts getting really bad because they splice in the canon with the filler. And it's just like, oh my god. Like that. When they started doing that in Shippuden anime, I just dropped it and I went exclusively to the manga. That shit was just wild. I never bring my Switch outside. Yeah, a lot of people, they keep their Switch at home, man. I mean, like the majority of the time I played my Switch is always out and about because, you know, at my job I get a lot of downtime. So I'm usually just playing my Switch in the break room, catching up on stuff, especially, you know, like since when I got the Switch, a few months afterwards, I got into a relationship and I was always going over to my ex's place. And the weird thing about women sometimes is that, like, they just want to be around you. Like, if they really love you, they just want to be in your vicinity. Even if you're just, like, doing nothing, like watching TV. So I remember there was this moment where I kind of had to, like, all right, compromise. Because she would just be like, can you just come over? I just want to hang out. And I was like, really? Like, we're just going to be sitting and watching fucking TV. Like, I just want to sit home and play games or something. And she's like, oh, well, you can do that. Can't you bring your game console over? And I was like, oh, shit, I can. So I just fucking brought my Switch over and literally we'd be in bed. She'd be like reading something online or reading a book and I'd just be playing my Switch. And then we just go to bed together. And that was life. And I was like, oh, okay, that's how I get a lot of gaming done. But it's so weird, man. Women will have like a whole fucking bed to themselves, yet they still put their legs on you. It's adorable in that respect. Let's see. We got a $5 super chat coming in from the homie Marcus Doyle Terrell. Naruto Shippuden got popular, so they started treating the anime like trash in comparison to part 1, which is great. Yo, they wanted to stretch that shit out as long as they could, bro. They was like, man, the pace we gonna catch up with this anime. And they didn't want to take a break. They didn't want to make that shit seasonal. So like, fuck it, filler for you, filler for you, filler for you, filler for you. I remember there was one point where they were like, yo, fillers is done. Canon episode, filler next week. I was like, yo, niggas disrespecting my life. Straight up, man. If you were a Naruto fan during the Shippuden days, you was going through the trenches with that anime. I bring my Switch whenever I'm with family, but never play it, or I try, but get car sick. Okay. Yeah, you know, every now and then, it's like sometimes I bring my Switch, and I don't end up playing it because it's like, oh, I didn't have as much time as I thought I would, you know? $5 super chat coming in from Tariq Jackson. What angle should DBZ have approached with Gohan after the Cell Saga? I didn't like what they did to him in the Buu Saga. So here's the thing. I didn't mind the whole Great Saiyaman stuff. I didn't mind that at all. I thought it was comical. It was cool. And I'm glad that they didn't make Gohan into a Goku clone, because like I know a lot of people saw Gohan at the end of the Cell Saga, and they were like, "Oh, I like this new badass Gohan and this rage and everything." Yeah, like this is gonna be the default Gohan. But the thing is, that wasn't really Gohan. You know what I'm saying? Like that was just the anger and the rage and the animosity just boiling and manifesting itself as Super Saiyan 2. And then he got back to normal afterwards. So honestly, I feel like that's just a natural progression of Gohan, just to do that sort of shtick. Definitely got hoed during that Majin Buu fight. I will not deny that. This dude got himself that night. He got himself his father's fit, and he was gonna go. He went up against Buu, and he's like, "No, I'm not here to stop you. I'm here to kill you." Then that nigga got washed 2 episodes later. I was like, not gonna be a Gohan fan anymore. Oh man. But yeah, no. If anything, I like how, you know, Gohan had his time to shine, and then he just kind of became sort of a background character. I actually wasn't even that big of I didn't really complain much in Super when in the beginning they showed that he was out of practice. Well, yeah, because he's been studying for the past, 10 years or so. So he hasn't had a chance and opportunity to fight. Gohan doesn't like to fight. He just does it because he has to save the world. But then after he got his butt kicked, he was like, okay, you know what? I got to start training again. I got to start doing things. And then afterwards, I just didn't like how they handled him in Super. But that's just more of a Super thing rather than a Gohan character thing. The Dragon Quest anime on Hulu is like this. Lots of non-moving segments. Oh, God. I heard that Dragon Quest anime is actually pretty solid. Y'all remember that weird time Naruto was on Disney Channel and Dragon Ball was on Nicktoons? Yup. I remember that Naruto Shippuden was on Disney XD and Dragon Ball Z Kai was on Nicktoons. I remember I was hyping the shit out of both of them and I watched them and I supported them as long as they were on air. Gore's like, I never go outside. You know, bro, Gore, I have never seen you outside. Holy shit. I've seen Gore outside, but then inside a car. I have never seen you outside. I don't know why that's so fucking surprising. You know, because, you know, unless you're like a vlogger or YouTuber, you don't go outside. But like, I've never seen this man Gore outside. I see him in other people's cars outside. Do you remember the tag games, Neo? I do remember those tag games. Tak and the Power of Juju. I only played that one, though. That was it. If you plan on going to Seattle soon, check out Mopop. It's a museum containing many celebrities, shown where the actors wear. Oh, okay, I got you. Nice. That's good shit. Wait, didn't they re-release one of the Tak games? No, I'm thinking of Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. They both start with a T. Oh, God, that bleach filler Asbel. Oh, God. Well, Kishimoto planned for Naruto to be over at the Pain arc, so that's the reason why there's inconsistency in the Ninja War arc is because of that. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I feel like they should have just ended that shit. Like, now, I think things are a little different in the manga industry. You don't see too many, like, ridiculously long-running shonen shows. I think the era of things like Naruto running for... How long did Naruto run for? It ran from 99 to 2014, the manga. So from 99 to 2014, that's 15 years. Yeah, I don't think you're really going to see a lot of 15-plus year shonen shows anymore. Like, I think that everything nowadays is going to be maybe 10 tops. Like, what was Attack on Titan? Like, 11? 11, 12, something like that? And was Attack on Titan even weekly, or was Attack on Titan monthly? Because I think it's very different if you do a monthly series that's... a monthly series that's 11 years long versus a weekly series that's 11 years long. Yeah, them filler arcs in Naruto was wild, bro. Personal question, my brother. I finally came to the realization of how deep my insecurities are. It is really starting to affect my life. I need to lose 30 pounds. I'm wondering if you have any tips. Well, first things first, Justin, thank you for divulging personal shit, man. It's never easy, so I always applaud people for doing that, especially in the public circle like we are now on this stream. But as far as losing weight, bro, the best thing that I can recommend you do is just to do it, man. So start small. Start making better conscious choices with your diet and your nutrition. So, you know, like start cutting back on a lot of the processed foods that you eat and start replacing them with healthier alternatives like whole foods and, you know, less shit that comes out of a box. You know what I'm saying? And then just start exercising. You know what I'm saying? It could be something so small as walking 30 minutes a day or bike riding or just doing whatever, like getting your body used to moving on a more consistent basis. And then afterwards, you can start looking into like a gym membership and workout programs. But you got to start small. You got to start by getting your diet in order because the diet and nutrition is the most, honestly, it's the most important aspect of everything. Because if you don't give your body the fuel it needs, you're not going to lose weight consistently or you're not going to recomposition your body so it looks different, you know, in terms of building muscle and all that stuff. But honestly, the best thing I can tell you is take this shit day by day because this is a marathon. It's not a sprint to the finish. You got to take your time with this shit because it's not something that happens overnight. This is something that literally takes years to do. And there's going to be a lot of ups and downs in the process, so don't beat yourself up too much. That's just a part of life in any, you know, aspect. But the important thing is that you're doing this shit for you and you're working towards happiness. So no matter how bad things get, man, just remember why you're doing this in the first place. And good luck to you on that, bro. Let's see. I always try to get my friend into One Piece since I know he's interested because he'll get curious when hearing the hype moments, but it's that length that scares people, man. Yeah, dude, Leonard. One Piece to me is the greatest shonen of all time in terms of how consistent of a storyteller Oda is, and just how, like, any One Piece fans in the chat, I'm sure you guys can chime in on this, but Oda is one of those mangaka where he can, like, seed something and then not even mention it or think about it for like another 200 chapters, and it comes back and it's just like, holy shit, this thing has blossomed. Oh my god. Like, Oda is incredible when it comes to world building and character development. But you can't say the same about a lot of other mangaka out there. So One Piece is an incredible series. Like, some of the stories in One Piece is the only shonen doing these kind of stories. But I can totally understand why somebody would not want to get into that, because 1,000 episodes and however many chapters they have, it's a heavy undertaking. Even if you're reading the manga, like in February of 2019, I started reading the One Piece manga, and I got to like chapter 500-ish by the summer, but that was going at my own pace and taking my time with this shit. I think it's very doable if you are going to read the manga versus the anime, because that's a lot of stuff to go through in the anime. But yeah, it's just one of those investments. Like, literally watching the One Piece anime or reading the manga is an investment to get to the good stuff. Bleach has issues, but I support that Kubo drip. Yeah, Kubo needs to become a graphic designer for like clothes and shit, man, because he's got some good ideas. He knows how to draw characters wearing cool stuff. I was hyped when Toonami was coming back on Adult Swim. Yeah, dude, I remember that random night they just had Toonami on, and people were just like, "What the fuck?" I remember like, the second it happened, I took out my camera and I recorded. I'm like, yo, Toonami is back, you guys. What the fuck? Like, good time. And that shit was almost 10 years ago, guys. Holy fuck. Is Toonami... No. It's... No. Because Toonami now is about to be in its 10th year. So it's getting pretty close to how long Toonami was running before it got canceled. Or it should be around the same time. No? Yep. Oda's world building is on another level, and the payoffs. Exactly, dude. The payoffs of Oda's shit. Oda's stuff is just like, dude. It's like, bro. If One Piece was ever in like mainstream American culture, honestly, it'd be the #1 series like of all time, just because of like how he's able to tell an ongoing story, and just, he's a great storyteller first and foremost. Like, all the other stuff, the hype moments and all that stuff is superficial compared to like how good you feel reading One Piece and watching One Piece and knowing that your time is not taken for granted. Like, that's one of the best things about One Piece, in my opinion. And you can't say that about a lot of other long-running series where you feel like, all right, okay, come on, get to the point. Oda, he's just phenomenal, man. Have you finished Berserk? I'm on my 23rd reread. I have not finished it just yet, but I will on this run. What's going on, Z Herb? What's up? What's up? Let's see. Would you recommend the following to a newbie? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Hunter x Hunter, and Rurouni Kenshin. Yeah, those are all good series to start, to be honest. Hunter x Hunter is the one I don't really want to recommend because it's not over, and it's going to be on hiatus for a very long time. So if somebody's trying to watch that to completion, they're going to watch it, be like, oh my god, where's the rest? And it's like, well... Kenshin, definitely I would recommend. JoJo's a wild card to me, because the thing is, I recommend to JoJo, and every time I recommend it to people, it's always split down the middle. Either they love it or they hate it. There's no in between when it comes to JoJo. But that's why I recommend it, because you never know what type of person is going to love JoJo for all of its fucking absurdities, you know? It's crazy how much JoJo has blown up in the past, like, 7 years, man. Absolutely insane. Attack on Titan was monthly. Okay, that makes sense. when someone says old anime, what constitutes as old anime? It depends on your generation. So in my generation, old anime to me was anything before the 90s because I grew up watching anime in the late 90s. But if you talk to somebody who was born in the 80s or the 70s, it might be stuff from before then. Even nowadays, like there's some people who are like, I would recommend something like, let's just say, we brought up Rurouni Kenshin. They're like, oh no, that looks too old. Why doesn't it look like new? There's just a lot of people who think that just because something was like hand drawn back then versus digital, like why doesn't it look like this? I don't want to watch that. But the funny thing about anime is, I know some of the old heads might agree with me on this, some might disagree. I think that anime had much more of a personality in the 90s and beforehand from a visual perspective. Nowadays, you have some really good looking anime, no doubt about that, really clean animation. But back then, I feel like they worked harder on the shows, man, and you could tell like this is someone's like this the blood, sweat, tears, and personality of a show is right here. Like a show like Slayers, I go back to, and I'm like, yo, Slayers is fucking beautiful, man. Outlaw Star, fucking beautiful. Like Bebop, fucking beautiful. And new shows look good, but man, I'm watching a lot of these new shows, and they're very samey looking, man. And that's not to say that shows back then didn't have same looking characters or tropes or whatever, but at least back then, similar characters had a distinct uniqueness to them that you just don't really, like, you see it now in shows, but it's like slim pickings, man. It's like slim pickings. Some kid told me Code Geass was old. Code Geass came out in like, what, 07? That's weird. Nah. Code Geass is modern enough. Like, nah. If they can put that bitch out on Blu-ray, like, nah. These dudes weird. Oh, we got some Ranma fans in the chat. That's what I'm talking about. Ranma's awesome. Ranma is just a whole bunch of chaotic hijinks. Chaotic hijinks, the show. I showed my friend JoJo and instantly disliked it because Dio kicked and killed Jonathan's dog. Yeah, the first spoilers for spoilers for the first part of JoJo, but yeah, there's some heavy shit that happens. It makes you hate Dio so much. Ever played Xenoblade 2 or Scarlet Nexus? Yes. I played through and completed Xenoblade 2. It's a pretty good game. I got some issues with it, and I'm going through Scarlet Nexus right now. Neo, I'd love to hear your thoughts on Yashahime. Terrible. Don't watch it. I would rather watch Boruto than that. Have you experienced Initial D? Of course. Initial D, again, is one of those old school classics that, I try to recommend to people, and they're like, ew, what's that? They always say ew. Like, Great Teacher Onizuka, one of the top shows. Ew, what's that? Like, ugh. Y'all are killing me here. SpongeBob is the best OG anime. True. Did you guys know that in SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, they actually have a Japanese voice option? You could play through that entire game in Japanese. I was so befuddled. Like, I don't know if they recorded it for the new re-release of the game or it was in the original version of the game. But, bro, they have a full-on Japanese voice track for SpongeBob. I was dying, bro. GTO. Yo, look, GTO fans in the chat. That's what I'm talking about. Dude, if you guys have not seen Great Teacher Onizuka, it's so good. $5 super chat from Tariq Jackson. Favorite Drake album. If you're reading it, it's too late. I feel it's his best. Like, literally, like right there, yeah. Honestly, like, I mean, I'm a Drake fan, but I'm not like the biggest Drake fan. Because to me, Drake, like, all right, so here's the thing. Like, I like Drake, but whenever I hear him come on the radio, it just always sounds like this nigga's whining, bro. You know what it is? Fucking Started From the Bottom was just overplayed to death. Every single time I heard that shit, I was like, I fucking hate Drake's voice on this. But no, that's good. I mean, I'm not, like, I like Drake. I'm not the biggest Drake fan. So I can't really, like, sit here and be like, oh, yeah, this is the best thing out there. But I thoroughly enjoyed my one listen of If You're Reading This Is Too Late. Ultra Squidward. GTO would be canceled so fast today. I love it, but damn, there's some crazy stuff going. Yeah, listen, man, like shit that was okay back in like the 90s and beforehand that's not okay now. I know people be like, fuck this shit. But man, it was a different era, man. It was a different era. Have you seen Toradora? Yes. Toradora is a fantastic, fantastic slice of life rom-com. And it has such a really good payoff at the end. I'm a sucker for, like, I don't like tsundere characters. Like, you know, the characters that are really like feisty, hot-headed, and then they have like a really soft side underneath. So I guess you could say characters like Vegeta, Hiei, you know, like a lot of those like tsundere types. It's okay if like that's what you do. Like, for example, Hiei I love because Hiei is a big softy underneath the exterior. You know what I'm saying? He cares for his friends, and I love it. But if you're giving me a tsundere that's a romance option, I hate that shit. I hate that shit. I will take the bubbly over the top chick over the fucking tsundere who can't make up her fucking mind. I hate that. But Toradora was a series that I watched. I didn't think I'd like it because one of the main leads is a tsundere type. But as you see throughout the show, they develop her character. She starts coming out of her shell a little bit in the back and forth between Taiga and Ryuji. Oh, Toradora's so good. Like I said, I watch a lot of shit, guys. I can go from GTO to fucking Toradora like that, man. I can go from Attack on Titan to fucking Fruits Basket like that. I can go from Monster to Sergeant Frog like that. Snap back. Oop, there goes humanity. Oh man, yo, this chat, y'all got some good taste tonight. Shout out to you guys. Give yourself a fucking pat on the back for the good taste. Jordan's typing in all caps. Can somebody ask him if he's seen Rakudai Kishi no Cavalry, please? I can't get his attention. It's an awesome series. No, I have not, but I will Google that real quick. What is this? It's a novel series. It's got anime looking chicks. It's a light novel. Anime looking chicks. Bunch of anime chicks. And there's one dude. So it looks like a harem. There might be a trap here. I don't know. But I'm seeing some good reviews for it. Okay. Chivalry of a Failed Knight. I don't know, Asbel, what's the verdict on this? Asbel's like my go-to for everything because Asbel's watched every anime out there. Durara is great. I started Vinland Saga, but only watched the first few episodes. Yo, Dizzy. You in for some greatness, man. Vinland Saga, shout out to Asbel. He got me to watch that show. Dude, one of the best. Like, because you guys know, I watch anime, but I'm always like 2-3 seasons behind all you guys. Because, you know, I there's a bunch of other stuff I do. So I don't keep up with anime as much as I used to. But every now and then, there's like a good series. Like, Asbel recommended that. There was Kaguya-sama Love is War. Someone recommended. What I just watched it not too long ago. Horimiya, that one, like that shit, that was solid. You know, because like there's just so much anime coming out each season. I'm just like, oh my god, there's so much stuff, and I'm trying to keep up with all the other things as well. And I'm like, ugh. But yeah, definitely a good show. Neo, have you ever watched Kakaishi? Dude, I remember that. Yo, as weird as this sounds, does anybody remember when the PlayStation Store used to give out free anime downloads? Like they did this for Kakaishi and I think a couple other shows, but I remember I watched like the first like episode or two of Kakaishi. All I remember is I think Vic Mignogna was in it. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I saw like the first 2 episodes and I might have watched a couple episodes after that. I don't think I finished it though. Neo, have you finished reading Berserk? So not entirely. I've read through like a good like 60% of it, but I've never finished it because by the time like I was caught up and then I wasn't caught up and I was like, all right, I'll just read it again later. And you know, what happened. So now I'm just a little bit more motivated to actually buckle down and finish everything. I'm almost done reading the like I'm like 70% through that fucking big ass omnibus I bought recently. Would you recommend Trigun to a person who hasn't seen it? Absolutely. Shout out to Johnny Young Bosch. I think that was the first anime role I ever heard him in. That might have been his first anime role. Vic Mignogna and Laura Bailey were the leads. Okay, I remember it because the dude he wore blue and the chick I think wore pink. All I remember is like the first time she was introduced, she was just like, you have to harness your chi or whatever. There might have been a talking animal character too, but I vaguely remember that. I saw Vic streaming on Twitch a day ago. Cool guy. Yeah, I see him every now and then on Twitter. He still goes to conventions and stuff. The first two OVAs of Tenchi Muyo are pretty good. Series got really weird as far as continuity. Definite was awesome. Love Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah, Tenchi Muyo is so weird because I remember when I first... So, my introduction to Tenchi was on Toonami, right? I remember watching Tenchi Muyo and I was like, I don't know how this is on TV. Like, because it was like very, like the whole harem shit and then it got kind of dark. I was like, what? But I never finished it when I was watching it on Toonami. I don't think it was on Toonami for that long. But ironically, I think the first Tenchi Muyo series that I actually finished in its entirety was Tenchi in Tokyo, which was very strange because that's like the spin-off show they did later. But that was a lot of fun because it was all jokes and all comedy and I loved it. Then I went back and I rewatched the Tenchi stuff. Then I realized that there's a whole bunch of OVAs and then all this other new shit they've been coming out with. And I was like, what the fuck? It's very confusing to be a fan of Tenchi Muyo. Xbox gave away the first season of One Piece to Game Pass subscribers. Yeah, they have like this deal with Funimation. I don't know if it's still going to be going on considering Funimation was bought by Sony, but they give out like the first season of One Piece, like the first season of Dragon Ball Super. Like they do all this stuff to get people into anime, which I think is kind of awesome, you know? Just own digital versions of that stuff. Oh, Full Metal Panic. So another funny example, I watched Fumofu before I watched the original Full Metal Panic. And I watched Fumofu and I thought it was a lot of fun. It was just chaotic fuckery. And then I went back and I watched the original Full Metal Panic and I was like, this is different. But then I realized after the fact that, oh, no, Fumofu was the different one. Do you think Vic Mignogna will finally be proven innocent sooner or later? I'm not going to get too much into the whole Vic Mignogna controversy. I've already spoken my piece about it. But I don't think that there's really going to be a future for Vic Mignogna in the way that a lot of his fans want it to be. In terms of him coming back and being like the voice of Broly and Edward Elric and all that stuff, I think that ship has sailed. It is an unfortunate reality of everything that what went down, but you know, it is what it is. And even if like he ended up winning that court case, I doubt Funimation and the powers that be there would have ever wanted to work with him because of just how messy it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a sad reality. Like there's a new Full Metal project apparently going to be announced soon. And if it is anime related, he's not going to be back for Edward Elric, which is going to be very weird because when they brought everybody back for Brotherhood, a lot of people were worried because, you know, Al wasn't going to come back because, you know, Aaron Dismuke went through puberty. And there was like speculation on, well, Al's not coming back. Are they going to get Vic back? And they did end up getting most of the original cast back, sans a few people. But yeah, it's definitely going to be weird if they do another Full Metal project and it's not like, because to me, to be honest, it's at that point, it's just like, I don't know, like certain actors are the characters. And I don't know if you do this Full Metal anniversary project or whatever they're going to do. And Vic's not there. It's going to be weird, dude. Like, they're going to have a completely different voice of Ed for this character. And it's just, at that point, I'll just watch it in Japanese just for consistency. But yeah, I'm not going to get too much into the whole Vic situation. I've already spoke my piece. And my piece is, I don't know anything that went down. I don't know the shit that happened with what Vic did to people. And I also don't know some of the shit that they've been lying about. I mean, I've seen some reports and there's a lot of people on the Kick Vic side who've lied about some stuff, and that's terrible. And they should be held accountable, and they're not. But at the end of the day, I'm not involved in this to any capacity. The only people that are involved with this are the people involved in the case, and it just is what it is. Is Brotherhood better than the original? Yeah, Brotherhood is closer to the manga than the original FMA. However, the original FMA does some things better than Brotherhood, particularly the beginning of the show. Because Brotherhood runs under the guise that you've already seen FMA 03, or at least the beginning. So it really glosses over and it sprints through a lot of the beginning shit, and you're missing out on a lot of character development between Ed, Al and them learning like about Amestris and Ed and his journey to become a state alchemist. That's definitely something that FMA 03 did so much better, and you became so much more attached to characters like Hughes. And when stuff goes down involving certain characters, your heart fucking weeps. But once you get past the first couple episodes of Brotherhood, it starts getting more into the manga stuff, and it's just like, holy shit. And it's much better than an FMA 03. Good to see some Tenchi fans in the chat. Has Vic honestly done any work recently? He's done like audiobooks and stuff. I know that much. But it's the thing about the voice acting community is that they're a very small, tight-knit group. So everybody knows everybody. And if there was like, let's say, a casting director in LA who cast Vic in a show, there's a chance that that casting director might not work again in LA if there's a lot of people who raise a stink about it. So unfortunately, as fucked up as it is, people are going to be keeping their distance. Oh no, I mean, Brotherhood still did some scenes in the early stuff justice. Like, it was cool. But man, I'm just saying, if you watch FMA 03 and how they handled just like Nina as a character compared to Brotherhood, like FMA 03 just gave you so much more time to grow and develop with her. Brotherhood was just like, all right, you niggas get this shit, let's go. And that kind of sucks because the Fruits Basket reboot that they just finished up, that was made for people who have never seen the show before. So they went back and they retold the entirety of the manga, and it's perfect. So looking back on Brotherhood, I wish they had done it just like that. Like, yeah, sure, it might be a regurgitation for some people who have seen FMA 03, but for a lot of people who haven't, fuck it. You know, like, this is what's going to be the best approach. Have you heard of Chainsaw Man? Yes, I have. I started reading a little bit of it, and I am so excited for the anime. What are your thoughts on Forza 5? Are we talking Horizon 5? Horizon 5 looks phenomenal. As you guys know, for me, I play Forza very casually, but Horizon 5 just looks incredible. I love Mexico. I love the setting. And it's just like this is the first Horizon game in 3 years. So, you know, I was talking to a lot of people in the Forza community, and they seem very excited about it because Horizon had started to 4 had started to overstay its welcome. And some people said it wasn't as fun as 3. So if 5 is just more of a return to what a lot of the Forza fans love and what the series should be, then I'm excited for it as someone who's diving in. This is going to be the first time I dive into a Forza game that's brand new with everybody. So it's going to be dope. We'll answer a few more questions and we will wrap it up for the night, you guys. Do you have a game/series that you would want to get reboot/remastered that's not announced already? I'd love to see Quake get the same treatment as Doom and Wolfenstein. Yeah, Quake, I've seen a lot of people in the chat talking about Quake. Yeah. Quake would definitely be one series. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and cap saying like, yeah, I played all the Quake games, because I haven't. But if that's a series a lot of people want to come back, sure. Because Doom, I was similar with that. I only played the original Doom. That was it. I didn't play anything else. So when Doom 2016 came out, I was like, all right, let's see what this is hitting for. Loved it. Loved Eternal. So yeah, if they bring back Quake in that same style, you know, with the same tender love and care, awesome. For me, the one series I would love to be brought back, everybody knows this, Dino Crisis. Why Capcom has not brought that game back is beyond me, especially with the success of Jurassic World and how just like people love dinosaurs, man. And you combine dinosaurs with survival horror and shooting, and you add a co-op mode. Oh my God. Like, that shit would be awesome, man. Like, my God. See what they could pull off with that? So, yeah, Dino Crisis is at the top of my list. Other than that, I love Soul Reaver. If they can remake that shit, remaster it. Just in general, I want to see Legacy of Kain come back, bro. Power Stone, absolutely. Dino Crisis with this gen would be insane. Oh, bro, it would be amazing. That's why I was excited for Evolve in the beginning, because, I mean, yeah, it's not dinosaurs, but it's like big monsters. And then 2K, the biggest of monsters. Neo, what are your thoughts on Samurai Champloo? Really dope-ass show. A really dope-ass show. I recommend it in tandem with Cowboy Bebop. Unfortunately, like Bebop gets recommended a lot more than Shampoo, which is why I try to push Shampoo just as hard as Bebop. But yeah, it's awesome. And dude, that music, Nujabes, God rest his soul. Yep, we're just gonna will Dino Crisis remake into existence, man. Would it be best to watch FMA 03 first or Brotherhood? So I would say watch both. Just watch both, man. The thing about it is FMA 03 I think is like 50 episodes, Brotherhood's like 60. So I would say watch both just so you can see where things deviated and which one you like. Nintendo needs to bring back Wave Race. Nintendo needs to bring back a lot of things, yet here we are. Do you think Beyond Good and Evil 2 will ever be released? I don't think it's going to be the game a lot of people want it to be. They recently, I think they restarted the development of the game again. Michel Ancel, he's left the gaming industry. I think he's become like a conservationalist or something. So he's not involved in gaming anymore. He said the game is in good hands. What the fuck does that mean? Because y'all had to reboot the game. So now I'm worried. Either the game was rebooted because he left the project and they're just like, fuck it, we can't do it like this, so we're going to make it into an Ubisoft game. Or maybe the game was an Ubisoft game and they're saying, fuck it, no, let's try to get this right. I don't even know, man. I'm worried. I'm just worried this game is going to come out and it's going to be a fucking... You guys know I talk about this shit to death. 40 million fucking missions at once. All these radio towers got to sync up and take a leap of faith. Like, it's the same Ubisoft shit, man. Ubisoft has one formula and they fucking stick it in every damn game. Safe to say I don't really like Ubisoft that much. Bro, I remember somebody showed me like 4 different Ubisoft games and I was like, wait, what the fuck? These are 4 different games? It's just like you look at the maps and you're like, wait, what? Where is GTA 6? Aren't we overdue? Oh, no. They got to release GTA 5 one more time. They got to release it one more time in order for us to think about making GTA 6. That's the Rockstar formula. Yeah, I mean, I have Immortals Phoenix Rising right here. Flame. I have it. I got it for Christmas from my boy. I haven't popped it in because, you know, it's like, yeah, I heard it's compared favorably to Breath of the Wild, which is cool, but I just rather play Breath of the Wild. You know what I'm saying? Man, I think this might be the gem we get Dino Crisis. If we don't get fucking Dino Crisis, hey, at the very least, they gave us Monster Hunter. So there's that. Open world Ubisoft games are my fast food comfort zone games, but I highly agree with you. I mean, hey, winter for to each their own, brother. I mean, there are some games for me like Kingdom Hearts. I totally understand why people don't like Kingdom Hearts. I understand the writing is terrible. It's cheesy. It's ridiculous. But to me, those are my comfort food kind of games. I could just boot up any Kingdom Hearts. Well, not any, but most Kingdom Hearts games and just have a fucking blast, man. You know how many times I've replayed the first Kingdom Hearts in the past 5 years? At least 4 different times. So I totally get it. Like sometimes you just need that type of game in your life. I'm sure everyone here has a comfort food kind of game that they can list off. You know, like despite what people say, you just love to fucking play it. And that's fine. Like far be it from me to tell somebody what to do with their time and their money. You know? Like, so while I'm not the biggest fan of Assassin's Creed games as of late, I get why people like them, you know? The crazy thing about no Mega Man is like the last Mega Man game did really good sales-wise. So, I don't know what the fuck they're waiting for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought they would have tried to, like, get a new Mega Man game out, like, every 3 years or so. Because it's not that demanding of a game to make, you know what I'm saying? We have a $4.99 super chat coming in from John McKinney. Did you hear that James Cameron wanted to make a Spider-Man movie back in 1996? Yes, I did. In fact, that was actually one of the funniest things. Like every now and then, I don't know about you guys, but when I get bored, I like going on Wikipedia and going down the rabbit hole of things. Like, you know how you'll look up something and then you'll look up somebody else because they're linked to them, and then you'll go to another article, then you go to another article, and you go from there, and it's just like, whoa, what is happening here? So I remember one time, like, this is, I think, when Spider-Man was being rebooted for the first time. So this is the Amazing Spider-Man. It's like 2000. They announced the reboot, I think 2009, 10, around there. And I remember I was just like looking up info about it, and then it just brought me down this rabbit hole of Spider-Man in film and figuring out James Cameron, finding out James Cameron wanted to make a Spider-Man movie. And dude, it was so different, man. Like there was like, he had like a lot of really interesting ideas. I'm not sure if he's the one who came up with the organic webbing. That's like a power. Like, Spider-Man, contrary to popular belief, Spider-Man does not shoot webs from his body. He has web shooters. It's technology he created himself. But I think in the James Cameron version, he had organic webs, so it was actually like a spider power. And they were talking about like Michael Jackson was campaigning to be Spider-Man at the time. It was just a whole bunch of wild shit. It definitely would have been a different Spider-Man movie. But damn, I kind of want to see what it would have been like. You know what I'm saying? My birthday is on July 14th. Do you think you could wish me happy birthday? Oh, shit. Happy birthday to you, Jordan. We're definitely not going to be back for a stream until then. We might be, but you know what, Jordan? Happy birthday to you, brother, man. Many, many blessings your way. OnlyFans channel announcement when? Hey, no OnlyFans announcements over here, bro. No, sir. According to some people on Twitter, me posting gym pics is already an OnlyFans. $2 super check coming in from Tariq Jackson. Should the PS4 have had backwards compatibility? Absolutely, it should have. Unfortunately, like this is, it's a catch-22 situation when it comes to backwards compatibility. If PlayStation wanted to include backwards compatibility for a PS3 in a PS4, they would actually have to stuff a whole PS3 in a PS4 because the architectures are radically different. The cell architecture and how it does things is completely different versus x86. And at that point, all that technology crammed in there would make the console significantly more expensive. So here you have PlayStation, who they fucked up the PS3 launch. And honestly, they didn't start getting their mojo back till 2010. And then from there, you're crafting another PlayStation console. You want it to be easy across the board for development. You can have this console and then have a PS3 thing in there that honestly, not a lot of people are going to use backwards compatibility. That's one of the things that people don't tell you. Like, backwards compatibility is only a small percentage of gamers actually utilize backwards compatibility to the extent that, it's viable for a company. Like, very small percentage. Xbox has said this, PlayStation has said this. So they could do that, but then the console would be like $600+, and I don't think they want to risk launching another $600 machine. So it kind of sucks considering we're never going to get PS3 backwards compatibility because that architecture is so foreign and it was a bitch to develop for. Now, there is the alternative route, which is what Microsoft did, which is the Xbox One architecture is different than the Xbox 360 architecture. The Xbox One is not natively backwards compatible with the Xbox 360. They actually went in there and they built an emulator. And what they did was they went back and they recertified every single game that they could to work on the Xbox One's emulator, which is why, number one, we don't have the complete library of 360 and Xbox One and OG Xbox. And number two, a lot of these games have gotten like really nice enhancements, like sometimes native 4K resolution and all that. But that comes with a price. It takes a lot of time, money, and resources to go ahead and, first off, get a build of that game running in the emulator, and then certifying it with all the licensees and the publishers and the developers. And that takes a lot of time because you have to renegotiate a lot of different things because you're putting the game up for sale on digital storefronts. So, like, let's say, for example, they brought back, I'll just throw a random game out there. Naruto the Broken Bond. Let's say Xbox made that game backwards compatible. How many people out there would really go and buy the Broken Bond on the Xbox store? Maybe a couple thousand, maybe. But compared to all the other games that sell in the store, it would be a net negative for Microsoft. So they wouldn't be making a lot of money, which is why, as I'm sure you guys have noticed, they've been slowing down with the backwards compatibility releases because licensing and the time it takes. They would much rather put that time into making the backwards compatibility the best place for gamers right now, which is why we're getting things like FPS Boost. Now, you never know, like the future is in the clouds. We might start seeing more backwards compatibility support for 360 games. I don't think it's very likely, but you never know, man. Like, we never thought that the Xbox One would get 360 backwards compatibility, let alone OG Xbox. We never thought that they would do FPS boost for these games. So we'll have to see. But yeah, that basically sums up everything I wanted to talk about tonight, you guys. We're going to wrap up this stream. Went for a good 2 hours, solid 2 hours, which is awesome. So I want to thank you guys, as always, so much for coming through this stream. It was lit, as always. We had a lot of really good discussions. I mean, we always talk about some good shit, but tonight was definitely one for the history books. A lot of good topics we covered. As always, you guys, if you want to follow me on all types of outlets, my links to my Twitter, Instagram will be down below in the video description. If you guys have not given me a follow, definitely give me a follow. I am the most active on Twitter. That's where I like to congregate, have fun, and, you know, every now and then put up some spicy memes. But yeah, you guys, before we go, if this is your first time tuning in, we are going to end off the stream with one of our rituals, if you will. Asbel's already come through in the comments section with the hydration check. So as you guys know, I'm a big proponent of everybody drinking water. People do not drink enough water throughout the day. So if you are going to use this time, the next 30 seconds, to get your daily hydration check, then do that. So whatever type of water you got, I always have seltzer water. I've been drinking this shit since I was a baby for the most part. Whatever water you got, no vodka, because I know how some of y'all get down. We just gonna chug that shit for like a good, I don't know, like, pause, 10 gulps, pause again. So yeah, y'all, get your water. If you're watching this on the playback, I want to see you guys drink that shit. And if you are watching this on the playback and you made it this far, what's up? Appreciate you for tuning in. So here we go, guys. We're going to get this hydration check in 3, 2, 1, chug. See, the problem with carbonation is you can't chug it as regular, like you would chug regular water. But you know what? I think we did some damage. So yeah, y'all, enjoy the rest of your evenings, you guys. Have a great weekend. Have a great morning. Have a great afternoon. And I will catch y'all on the next stream. For me, for now, my name is NGS, signing out. And like always, I will catch you guys later. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one.